Welcome to Chef Theory Health. I'm Max, a chef and nutritionist, and I just finished making my first batch of homemade sauerkraut. Inspired me to share a couple of reasons why I love sauerkraut and why I include it on my meal planners so frequently for my clients over at Chef Theory Health. So let's jump into sauerkraut and other probiotic foods and some tips and tricks with them. So let's start off with jumping into what is sauerkraut and what makes it healthy. And sauerkraut is one of the oldest types of naturally fermented food. It is fermented cabbage, which means it's left to sit out, covered in water, and naturally occurring bacteria that is on the surface of the cabbage starts to eat away at the fibers in the cabbage. And this, as a byproduct, produces beneficial probiotics. And other examples of fermented foods are kimchi, yogurt, and miso, and kombucha, among others. Um, and so they all contain these naturally occurring probiotics from as a result of fermentation. These probiotics are beneficial bacteria that help repopulate and feed our microbiome located in our large intestine. And so this microbiome, this culture and really community of bacteria in our large intestine, the diversity and health of the microbiome is key to not only our digestive health, but also many different health systems throughout the body, including our immune system balance and function, our mental health, and our cardiovascular and nervous systems, all very intricately related to the health of our microbiome. Much of the reason because it is communicating through the vagus nerve with our brain and these other organ systems and really influencing their health and how they function. So, not only does it contain a bunch of other vitamins and minerals, but this probiotic source in sauerkraut is really why I love it and think it's a super food. Okay, so the fibers and the minerals and the vitamins content in sauerkraut and cabbage is great, but truly the probiotic source is why I love it so much. But is all sauerkraut created equal? No, sir. Now, probiotics, which I was saying is one of the main benefits of sauerkraut, are very sensitive to heat, meaning that the pasteurization process that is typically done with canned and jarred products in the grocery store, including sauerkraut, kills off most of the probiotics and that benefit you're getting from sauerkraut. So, what do I recommend for my clients and what do I recommend for yourself? Look for fresh refrigerated sauerkraut and make sure you check the packaging and the labels for one. If it says anything about being pasteurized, that means it's been through a process of heat, which has killed off most of those probiotics. So avoid any pasteurized products for sauerkraut. Look for refrigerated and look for anything on the label that indicates the probiotics that are still live and active in there or live active cultures. This will indicate that it has the probiotic benefits that we're looking for, and quite often is found in the fresh pickles section or refrigerated section in grocery stores. Or it's been fun for me to make. You can make it at your home as well, but try to avoid those processed and packaged products of sauerkraut that aren't going to be quite as healthy and beneficial for you. And so, what are some ways that I incorporate sauerkraut into my meals and my meal planners for my clients? Well, one, since we're heating it kills off the probiotics, this includes heating it in your kitchen and in your pan when you're preparing. And most people will be heating up their sauerkraut, and you're losing some of the probiotic benefits, certainly, when you do that. So, one, I recommend serving it at room temperature. I love serving it as a side for any pork dishes, whether it's roasted pork loin or pork chops or on my bratwurst with some mustard. I love sauerkraut in that fashion, but recommending you don't heat it up in the pan. Just let it come to room temperature on the counter before you're eating it. Or if you do heat it very lightly. Another great way to do it is to toss it in a salad with some apples and bacon and maybe like a maple Dijon vinaigrette. You can toss it with some slaw mixture if you want more of a crunchy side and some shredded carrots. And then sometimes in my meal planners, I will use it in soups, stews. I've even done different like meatball dishes with the sauerkraut mixed into it is a great way. Or my one pan dishes that I'll do like a sausage and rice and sauerkraut dish. And so sometimes I will cook with it and you do lose some of those probiotic benefits. But most of the time I'm going to try to not overly heat it. I'm going to try to get those probiotics from it. I recommend for my clients they're getting a probiotic source a couple times a week, and I work those into my meal planners for my clients in different ways through the yogurts and the misos and the kimchi and sauerkrauts, and I recommend you do the same. And if you're interested in getting a free 5-day meal planner that's complete with healthy, delicious, and nutritious recipes, 5 different healthy dinners, a couple different breakfasts, and a shopping list to go with it. I do some cooking demos as well, and learn how you can learn to love food again and get away from the restrictive common dieting trends of fearing carbs, fearing calories, fearing fats, and getting in an ultra restrictive eating window. At Chef Theory Health, we get away from the restrictive eating, focus on delicious and healthy recipes. Often, most of my recipes are 30 minutes or less. If you want a free copy of one, hop over to cheftheoryhealth.com or message me at max@cheftheoryhealth.com. Happy eating, guys. Get your probiotics and take care.